And we are live.
Okay, all right. So, the demos I'm about to do with the chicken and the glow germ are, and I'm going to talk to y'all because I always feel weird talking to the screen because you're actually here.
I am actually here.
But they apply to all microfiber that we're going to talk about because it's all high quality microfiber, and I like to say it's like, a good explanation is it's Ferrari of microfiber versus like a Hyundai. That's what I have, so I can say that. So like that's what makes it different than one you would buy just at Sam's Club is the density, the high quality microfiber. We have a patent on that actually. No one else can make microfiber that high of a thread count, which is really cool. And then the second thing is everywhere that it says backlock on all of our microfiber, it means at the very beginning stages of production, just like coffee is added to creamer, they add microsilver to our cloth. So microfiber, this was actually something I learned recently, is liquid. When it's being made, it's actually in a liquid form. So when they add the microsilver to the microfiber, it's completely one. Because that's a question that you might get sometimes is like, I think the silver scratched my mirror. Like, it's not even possible. Because, like, they're completely one. Like, they're melted together. Does that make sense? Like, it's not something you could see. It's so tiny. Like, it's not possible. Like, the silver's not going to creep out and, like, get on you or anything like that. Like, it's completely in there. But the reason we do silver is because silver is antibacterial, like naturally. So you can take colloidal silver, you can put it like silver cream on you when you're burned badly in the hospital.
I used to drink it.
Yes, yeah, I do colloidal silver for like an immune system boost and stuff like that. So you have stinky kitchen cloths or even bath towels that get yucky smelling. And most of the time it's just because bacteria is breeding within those fibers. I saw a gross article on Facebook about bath towels, like that they're one of the nastiest things that you can have in your house.
Have you taken your black light to one?
Yeah. It's really gross. So the microfiber, people think the silver is what's actually cleaning. It's not. It's the microfiber that's actually cleaning the surface. Those, so these are some stats that people don't ever believe, but Norwex is so particular about what we say because they don't want people to be saying things wrong legally. So if you took those fibers and stretched it out by the tiniest little fibers, that one cloth, my Enviro cloth, would actually span the length from Canada to Mexico and halfway back in millions of feet of fiber in just this one cloth.
Wow.
1 square inch is the same length as 7 football fields.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That's how much fiber is in there. So all of those little fingers, it looks like star-shaped threads, okay? They act like millions of little fingers that are mechanically rolling up and pulling the contaminants from the surface into the cloth. And then that silver goes to work stopping them from breeding. I like to say that they're a bacteria birth control. It sounds weird, but it's a good visualization because it stops them from growing and breeding within your cloth, okay? So I'm going to put that to the test now. But what I'm going to do applies to any microfiber because any of the other microfiber that we talk about, it's still high quality, still has the microsilver. It's just a different weave to serve a different purpose for you. So same thing with the window cloth. So we'll start with the chicken. You getting excited?
Cricket's all excited about it. She's like, woo, chicken from me.
And we'll swab the chicken all around the surface. And now I'm going to take my Enviro cloth, the tag side, and I'm going to wipe up this chicken juice with just my cloth and water. All you ever want to use with your Norwex cloth is cloth and water. I have people say, look, can I use thieves cleaner? Can I use vinegar? You can. It's just redundant. It's just not necessary. You absolutely can. You can use oils with your cloths if you love smell, if you want to get a smell. That's fine. Okay, so we've cleaned it up with just my cloth and water, and now I'm going to use the protein test swab. The reason we do protein is because protein is actually a smaller form of bacteria than even MRSA. So that's a way that we can tell instantly how clean the surface is. So green is good and purple is bad. So I want to see green right now when I'm swabbing that surface. I'm gonna stick it back in here, crack that top, push that liquid down, and then give it a little shake. Okay, and what color are we still?
It is green.
Green, 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 okay? But what if I took my cloth, same side, and I wiped a secondary surface here? Would you normally do that with a regular old rag?
No.
No. Okay, and the reason I like to do that is it's showing that it's not cross-contaminating. It's not taking that chicken and then spreading it to a secondary surface. And I like to also say, what's something that happens in the bathroom that has protein in it? urine. Okay, so you could totally wipe the seat and then wipe your countertop and it wouldn't spread it. I don't do that, but it's an extreme.
But you could do it, yeah.
So this shows that it didn't take it from one area and spread it to the next. But what about the actual cloth itself? Like, surely it's just sitting there festering in the cloth. So I feel so confident about it that I actually wipe my face. And do you want me to do the other thing today?
Do it. Yeah.
Okay. And I would even lick the tile afterwards to show you that. So now I'll swab the actual cloth itself. Don't get that chicken, that'd be bad for you. Makeup and all, I can see my lipstick on there. Swab the cloth, give it a little shake, and we are still green, even with the cloth. But maybe this is just a faulty swab and it always stays green. So I'm just gonna take it and dip it into the chicken, and you can see it is instantly purple. And then we'll stick it back in here, and it instantly turns this liquid purple as well. It's no longer that bright, pretty green. It's a dark, nasty purple. Okay? So that's the first one. I'm going to set this over there. I'm going to throw this away so that doggy is not...
Craig is like, I'll just finish cleaning up the table.
Put on the case and after.
Sorry, Craig.
He's a good
But then what about sickness? Stomach flu, virus, strep, something like that. People normally clean with disinfectant wipes or disinfectant spray is the normal way. And I love, my friend Tara, that's on my team, is a doctor. She owns her own practice. And she's actually done this same test with Sani wipes, hospital grade, disinfectant wipes on an x-ray table.
Oh, wow.
And that was kind of eye-opening because you think about all the people that get on those tables and they think they're being cleaned off with the Sani wipes, and then they're not, right? So we're going to do a little test, but first I like to point out that most people never read the back of one of these or even the bottle of a disinfectant spray. So it actually says, to disinfect, used to disinfect hard, non-porous surfaces, wipe surface to be disinfected using enough wipes for treated surface to remain visibly wet for 4 minutes. Nobody uses a Lysol wipe or a Clorox wipe for 4 solid minutes on the same surface. Absolutely not.
We're too much in a hurry.
Like, you see the smell, you see the clean, and you smell the clean, and you think it's absolutely clean. So even the spray says that it has to remain visibly wet for 10 minutes, and then you have to rinse the surface with drinkable water, and that it can't come in contact with any surface that comes in contact with food, which that's primarily what people use it, or surfaces that come in contact with skin. So it's crazy. California and Colorado have actually banned disinfectant wipes in schools because they're considered a pesticide, and they're extremely dangerous to kids, especially with disabilities, because they have compromised immune systems already. And isn't it crazy that it's more dangerous for them to be around the chemical that's supposed to be cleaning than the actual germ itself?
Yeah.
I know. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'm going to flip this light. Where's that light switch? Over here? I can do it if you want
It's
to. Right
the
here?
button.
Okay. We just need some darkness. How do I do the other one right?
It's next to it.
Oh, gotcha. Perfect. Okay.
All right, in the mood.
Yes. Let's see what my hand looks. I did this test last night. Okay, it is clean. So can you see my hand pretty good? It's hard to convey sometimes on video, but I want you to see my hand ahead of time and the tile ahead of time. So I'm going to take...
Hey, guys.
This is something you can actually get on Amazon. It's called Blow Germ. It's powder-based simulated germs made from resin, but it's going to represent germs for us. So I'm never going to touch it with this right hand, but I'm going to spread these germs all out on this tile. And side note, this stuff lasts forever. Like, you had one jar for a whole year.
Oh, wow.
So just a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to take, you can see them glowing here. I'm going to take this left hand and spread them all out over the surface.
Cricket.
So they're here, but they're still not here, okay? So now I'm going to take just one Clorox wipe, like normal people would, and I'm never going to touch those glow germs with my right hand, just the wipe. And let's even clean my hand off here to see if it's going to help that too, okay? So I'm going to clean up this surface with this wipe here, just again, like normal people would. I'm even going to do it a little bit longer than most people would. Because if you see that it's clean and feel that it's clean, you're like, that's clean.
Right.
All right. So, Miss Jessica, will you test me? Do you feel like I did a good job? Good?
Yeah, seems clean to me.
Looks clean, feels clean, smells clean. It's wet. It
Yeah.
smells like bleach. Got to be clean, okay? So let's see how good of a job that it did. Isn't that disgusting? And check this out even. So my hand that never touched the germs, it literally just goes right through the wipe to my hands. So it then doesn't become about like chemicals are gross or bad. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm going to take my same cloth, my Enviro cloth, and I'm just going to quickly wipe half of this tile with just my cloth and water, even with the chicken contaminants from the previous demo, on half the tile. And let's see which one you'd rather eat on.
Wow.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy? Oh yeah, and look at her finger.
Yeah, I mean, even
Yeah, that's crazy.
mine too. Sorry, I was blocking the camera.
What?
Like even mine where I touched it.
It's crazy. Craziness.
I need my cloth.
Exactly. And like where I wiped my hand, I was
Yeah.
like, let me clean my hand off. It did nothing. I mean, come on.
Wow.
But take it one step further. You can see there's a little bit of glow germ here already. But I want to show you something. So you see your, because you would normally do more than just a 12-inch tile. Like you would normally
Right.
do like a whole surface area. So I love to take the wipe and wipe a secondary surface and see that it's literally
Oh my
just
gosh,
like
just
spreading
spread
it.
it.
But then one step further is my cloth that I just
Oh.
cleaned it with. It's still there too. You see it
Yeah.
there, but I'm actually gonna fix it. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the Lysol
Yeah.
wipe spread it, but the Enviro cloth fixed it. And then one more thing is I like to show that any of our microfiber will do this. So this is one of our kitchen cloths, and so I'm gonna fix the other half of the tile with the kitchen cloth really quickly to get it all back to normal. And we're good to go.
Wow.
That's
Isn't that
cool.
awesome? I will cut the lights back on. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the other stuff. Do you want to keep going with that and just let them watch the other stuff, or do you want to?
Yeah, no, we can do the whole thing.
Okay, cool.
On my- That way, those that can't be here can still see everything.
All right, awesome. Okay, so we have talked about the Enviro cloth, which is the black cloth that I just talked about. Sadly, those don't come in black anymore, but I loved the black. But blue, green, graphite, and pink. So the Enviro cloth is my E for everything cloth. Like this is my staple product. This was actually our flagship product, our very first product. It was in Norway. That's where Norwex comes from. That's what it stands for, is Norwegian experience. So, but people are like, I just don't know what to use my Enviro cloth for. And I'm like, everything. Literally everything. Google is awesome with Norwex. Like you can Google uses for Norwex Enviro cloth, uses for cleaning paste, uses for laundry detergent, and you'll get like 100 uses for it. So I love that. But I've gotten pen out of my cloth car seats, grape juice out of my carpets, blood off of my couches, white paint off of one of my hostess's leather seats. She had tried so many other products and she couldn't get it off. I went out there and just wiped it away with my cloth and water. Another hostess whose kid took crayons and wrote all over the ceiling of her car, and I fixed that. So I like to call it my magic Harry Potter cloth because it is crazy what it does. It does all the things. That's just amazing. So, but I love it when I'm cooking, like it cuts grease, or in the bathrooms. What sold my mother-in-law, she has so much hairspray that she uses that when you walk on her floors in her bathroom, it's like whoosh. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So she could never get the hairspray off of her counters and her mirrors, and I literally just went in there and wiped away the hairspray, and she was like, all right, that's amazing. So my E for everything Enviro. And a really good analogy that I love that somebody told me recently is that my Enviro cloth is my family physician, like your general practitioner. Like it does, that person does everything. So my Enviro cloth does everything, okay? Covers a world of ailments, I guess you would say. It's my Enviro cloth, okay? And its buddy is the window cloth. The window cloth is a different weave to serve a different purpose. Most of the time they come in purple. You get a pink one when you host a party. But the purple pea polish, or pea pink polish, okay? So windows, mirrors, TVs, glass cooktops, stainless steel appliances. My husband does vehicles with just the cloths, okay? But I like to call them Bert and Ernie because they kind of go together, or Superman and Batman. Batman and Robin, okay? So, because, like, say you're cleaning up doggy nose prints or kid hand prints or sticker goo or whatever it may be, I like to use my EnviroCloth first and then the dry window cloth. So wet, dry, wax on, wax off, polish to shine, okay? So we've got our example of our, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got our mayonnaise here. So I'm going to take the EnviroCloth and I'm just going to remove the mayonnaise really quickly from the surface. Same cloth we've done everything else with. And then I'm just going to take my window cloth and polish to shine. So especially stainless steel, you don't need stainless steel cleaner, you don't need Windex or paper towels, and it doesn't leave it greasy or streaky or anything like that. It just polishes it right up, and it's super,
Now
super
it's
fast
like,
and
can
easy.
you finish the rest?
I know, that's what I was saying. I was like, yeah, I kind of missed a spot.
When I do parties, sometimes I'll have to go out and do the other side of
Yeah.
the window before
Yeah.
the party, so that, you know, it looks totally like clean all the way through.
Because I did that the other night. I cleaned all that, and my husband went, seriously? Like, that's the cleanest. I was like, yeah, no product, just right.
Yes. Well, I love it because two people that hate to clean, it's really fast and easy for them too.
Yeah.
Or if you love to clean, you get that fixed too because
Right.
you're, you know.
Because then you want to do it all the time because it's so easy.
Absolutely.
I hate to clean, and so it's like having to drag out all the millions of products to skirt for this and that.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes, absolutely.
Or have to dilute something because it's too strong. And yeah.
That's right. So we've cleaned and we polished EnviroCloth and window cloth. And then the third piece is the dusting mitt. I'm allergic to dust. And why? What happens when I dust? It flies up, I'm breathing it in, I'm hacking, coughing. So thanks to Norwex, I have to dust again. Which is not bad, but whatever. But it's thick, high-piled microfiber, and I like to say that it's my handiest tool. See what I did there? I love puns. So,
I do too.
but it doesn't go anywhere. It stays right there. And if you're using like Pledge or some other dusting like spray, it actually leaves a film on the surface, and then the dust has something to stick to, and it gets dustier faster. It doesn't make any sense. Or if you're using a Swiffer duster, it's just literally fluffing it around. It's not actually doing anything. So I did one last night, so that's what it looks like that.
Oh, okay.
But I want you to see the clean side here, and I've got a huge pile of cocoa powder over here, okay? Because I want to show you just how. But if say you're even like doing bookcases or whatever,
Yeah,
normally
that's
you
really
would
nasty.
have to clear everything off, but you can literally just lift, like if you were doing this cabinet, you can lift stuff up and clean underneath it and just put it right back. So this is a significant amount of cocoa powder, a good bit. So I'm just going to take my dusting mitt and it's all here.
Sorry, I keep
You
flipping
good?
it backwards.
You're fine. So it's all here, and that's a thick, you can see that it's not going anywhere, it's not shaking off of the cloth, and it's just staying right there. And her bookcase is totally clean. No more. So cocoa powder is that's a good side note for consultants. Is, I just bring a little cocoa powder with me, and that way, in case they don't have any dust, I brought some with me.
I have plenty of dust. I tried not to clean.
Yes.
Because, I cleaned my filter over here the other day, and
Yeah.
Randy's like, well, you missed like 2 other sections. I was like, yeah, I did that on
I'm
purpose.
doing it on purpose.
Like, I've got to show them. I just want to show them.
So the EnviroCloth, window cloth, and dusting mitt make up the household package, and those are like the 3 staple products, I would say. The Enviro one is another dusting tool that you can do. You can bend it into any shape that you want. You can do fans, you can do high ceilings, bookcases, picture frames, and what's really cool is it hooks onto the end of the mop system, so it gets about 10 feet long. It just comes off that way. And it's a sleeve, so you can just pull it off and throw it in the washing machine. You can also wet it if it's thick, high-piled dust, and it won't go falling. It's crazy. Even when you do fans that are like thick, it doesn't go falling everywhere. It
Yeah,
just
I'd hate to
stays.
see what that one is.
Just
My
because I
12-foot
sell
ceiling.
cleaning products does not mean I spend my life doing it. People are always like embarrassed. I'm like, please don't be embarrassed. Like, I don't live in an immaculate household.
I get this because it makes it easier.
Right.
So I don't have to spend the million years.
Exactly. Okay. So remember I said that EnviroCloth was my family physician. Sorry, I've been for a minute. But it's my family physician. It covers everything. Well, some people feel funny about using the same cloth in the bathroom as they do in the kitchen. So the kitchen cloths are great. This is $10 and you never have to have a stinky kitchen cloth again. I use this thing like 10 to 15 times a day because I homeschool and I stay at home and work from home. So I literally am in my kitchen. My kids are hungry every 15 minutes, I feel like. So I'm constantly cleaning up messes or cleaning up after I cook or decontaminating my surface. So this is a paper towel replacer. It's a good thing to remember about the kitchen cloth. Whatever you would use paper towels for, you can use your kitchen cloth for, and it saves you a ton of money. So 2 months ago, I stopped using paper towels because they're expensive. So I have not used paper towels or napkins in 2 months in our house.
Wow.
Okay, so it's been awesome and I love it. Now my kids just reach for a counter cloth, which we can talk about later, or a napkin. But I love the kitchen cloth, and then there's corresponding kitchen towels. These are actually mine. That's why they look a little stained up and stuff. But these are your specialists. Okay, so like you would go to a doctor that's a specialist for a certain kind of problem. So that's what the kitchen cloth is, and the kitchen towel. It's a wider ribbing because it dries faster. If you cleaned up peanut butter, it's going to rinse out a little easier than it would from the Enviro cloth because it's so thick and tightly weaved. We want it to pick up everything and hold on to it, but the kitchen cloths let them go. So I use my kitchen cloth and towel for about 5 to 7 days before I launder them, and my Enviro cloth for about 2 weeks. So it just makes my life easier. I like doing it that way. Then next, we've got the mop system, which we'll talk about next. Do you want me to actually like go over there and do it?
Sure.
Okay. I certainly will. Let me grab my rubber brush. Okay. So this is the mini mop. Sorry guys, I came the wrong way, didn't I?
I have stuff on them. It's all good. They'll move.
The rock.
Okay, so this is the mini mop. I'll show you the large mop in just a second. But I only have a bathroom and 2 small bathrooms and a small kitchen, so this is perfect size for me. But the dry pad is for sweeping your floors, pet hair, pollen, dust sander, everything off the floors. It's telescopic, so righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I like to say you can make it so short kids can do it, or husbands, but you want it about chin height to be efficient for you. We're doing your yellow mop pad. You want to do the long side facing you in a figure 8 motion, just keeping all those crumbs at the front of the mop pad. My sister's actually a hairstylist and is a Norwex only salon, and they can get all those tiny little bitty hairs off of the floor even after using a regular broom. So if you have a pile, you can actually touch your pile with a wet Enviro cloth or a wet dusting mitt, and it will actually grab it all up. But you can see here, we're just gonna pretend like this is the trash can for a second for time's sake. But the rubber brush is really awesome for this, for your dusting mitt, for your Enviro wand. But you literally, when you're done, you just rake it off into the trash can, and you're good to go.
Oh, wow.
For next time. So another thing about the rubber brush is it's great for pet hair on furniture or your carpets in your car. You know how when you vacuum your carpet in your car, the hair is still there, like you can never get it off.
Yeah.
And then the crevices in your seats, you know, like you can never get the crumbs out. It's great for that too. Or stairs, like carpeted stairs, that rubber brush so you don't have to vacuum them anymore. And then this is my wet mop pad. I just wet it under the faucet and wrung it out. And it's good for any floor because it is just water. And so the same thing with, the same thing with, like I said with Pledge, it's the same thing with floor solutions. Like if you're using some sort of chemical agent on your floor, it's leaving a film, and people are like, why can I not get my floor shiny? It looks foggy or streaky, and it's because it has so much buildup on it. So when you're just using water and then Enviro cloth, it's gonna get that buildup off, and then you're gonna find that your floors look better for longer in between. So when you're done, I would just literally rinse the pad. Did a good job, right?
Did do a good job. Cool.
I would rinse the pad off, wring it out, and hang it up, and use them for a month before you need to launder them. And they, I just lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, they can go in the washing machine. All of it can go in the washing machine as well. So then you don't have to buy Swiffer wet jet or pads anymore. Right. So it saves you a ton of money. The mop system and all the microfiber is warranted for 2 years. So if they get a nick, a pull, if it's stinky, if they don't feel like it's working as well, they shoot you a text and say, hey, this isn't working great. You call Norwex, no questions asked. They pull up the order number and send them another one. You don't even have to do anything. It's super easy to warranty out a product.
Oh, wow.
Really, really easy. I've never had to return anything for people disliking it, but I have warranted stuff out, and it's very, very easy process. Okay, we just have 3 products, and we are done. All right, so I'm going to take this Sharpie, and I'm going to write on your beautiful table here.
Oh, no, what are you doing? My beautiful antique table.
Okay, so I always tell people to use their EnviroCloth first in every situation. But if the EnviroCloth doesn't work, the cleaning paste is awesome. It's called, either one of y'all ever touched it? Have you touched it yet?
I haven't.
Okay, so touch it and smell it. Smell your finger.
Ooh.
I haven't. I love it.
Ooh.
So it's called paste, but not until you dip into it with a wet tool does it become pasty. It's very heavy, it's dense, it's chalky, so it lasts a really long time. One jar would last you about a year. I've been using this one for about 3 months at all of my parties and even at home, and it looks like there's barely any gone.
Yeah.
So I call it anti-scary mommy face or elbow grease in a jar, and I don't have very much elbow grease.
Yeah.
So that's good. It takes a little bit, goes a long way. But there's many uses. You can clean your ovens, you can do your grout.
I can't wait to do that.
Yes. You
When
can
mine
do
comes in the day.
defog your headlights. You can restore jewelry. I had a lady that had a pretty Tiffany necklace and she didn't wear it anymore because it was tarnished, and I restored that. A silver
Oh, wow.
antique tea set. So there's lots of things. But it's marble flour, coconut oil, and natural soap. So I'm not saying feed it to your kid, but it's definitely a better alternative than most things. I was cleaning my oven and my niece was over and she was putting her hands all in it, and I didn't have to worry that it was going to harm her. And it actually smells good versus most oven cleaners. That's the number 2 most toxic chemical you can have.
Yeah.
And it's super fast too, like very light. If your oven looks bad, I would love to do it before and after on
Have
the
at
door.
it. Like, I have not, like, been able to really clean it since I cleaned it when I first moved in here, and that
Yes.
was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's just, I got so tired of trying to scrub and all this
yeah.
stuff, and I'm just like, I just give
Super
up.
fast and easy. All right, so just a tiny bit, and it's going to just totally wipe that Sharpie right off.
And my table's back to me.
And you're good to go. Okay, so you can use the EnviroCloth, or you can use this Spear Nets. And I'm not a Norwex Nazi. I like to tell people I'm not just going to be like, Norwex. So I was like, that's dumb. The Walmart sells those, right? So I bought a pack from Walmart. I was like, let's just do a little test. No, these are way better. They're 2 for $5, and they last for a really long time, and they don't rust like normal steel wool would. And it's really scrubby. So I have to tell people that this could scratch. I've never had it scratch anything, but I have to tell them that it could. But this is what I do my oven with, my grouts, like anything that's really difficult. Even my glass cooktop. This is what I use every single time with a little bit of the paste, and it gets rid of all the boil over and everything. And then you can also use your Sperry sponges. These are made out of the same material that a Tempur-Pedic mattress is made from.
Ooh.
I think you probably have those, but so they can't grow bacteria because of the foam that's on the inside of them. It's not like a normal sponge. And these are non-scratch, actually. So these are 2 for $10, and they last for a really long time, and they're multifunction. You can wash dishes with them if you want to. You can do your grout. You can do a myriad of things with the Sperry sponges. So those are really great. And then last but not least, 2 things left. Okay, so Norwex has a lot of awesome home cleaning products, but their body products are definitely probably some of my favorites. I'm not talking about like skincare. We do have that. But I'm talking about microfiber for your body. So this is a body cloth. They come in a pack of 3. There's 3 gray ones, or Vibrant, Coastal, or Tranquil. So just depending on what you like. But it's the size of a washcloth. But my favorite use for this is it takes off all of your makeup, even waterproof makeup with just the cloth and water. Even my lip scents, even Urban Decay waterproof mascara, it takes it all off. So just a gentle, get it wet, wring it out. Gentle exfoliation takes off all of your makeup. And I just rinse it, wring it out, and use my same one for about 5 to 7 days before I put it in the washing machine. My husband wears a bulletproof vest in this Georgia heat in July. You can imagine what he smells like. So he would use 1 rag a day to wipe all of his sweat and then bring it home to me at night. Oh, it was bad. So he can use 1 body cloth for about 6 days before it needs to be laundered, and that's a big deal.
Oh, wow.
But you can totally clean your whole body with just the cloth and water. It's a total paradigm shift. But most of the time we see a bunch of suds and soap and think that and then we rinse it off and we feel clean with a big loofah, which I don't even want to talk about loofahs. But anyway,
that's why.
but I didn't used to think it was gross until I learned about this, and I was like, that's just literally holding my body junk in there, and then I'm
I can see that because it's net. It's like
not getting rid of it. It's just sitting in there.
Yeah.
So, but you can totally get clean. I love it for my kids. I don't give my kids a bath every day. I don't, okay?
Yeah.
But I will wipe their parts down. Like if we've been to, outside, like I wipe them down head to toe with the body cloth.
Right.
Love it for camping because you can just use a tiny amount of water and get totally clean. Truck drivers that don't have access to clean facilities, awesome that they can get totally clean with that. And then people in the military love the body cloths and even the body towels because they can fold them up so small, they don't get smelly, they dry super fast, and they're really absorbent. So I love the body cloths. They're phenomenal. And then last but not least, you do not have to have our laundry detergent, but I love it. This is one bag lasts me 3 months in our house. We have a family of 4, and I do like 10 to 12 loads of laundry a week. I can take a picture right now of what my couch looks like of all that clean laundry. I will wash it and dry it and wash it and dry it and wash it and dry it, but then it just sits there. So that's my.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time to fold it.
Mine's still in my hamper.
Oh yeah.
I just, you know.
It just sits there clean. So
Dirty clothes
I can
on the floor.
attest to that. But 1 teaspoon for the largest load of towels in an HE machine, 1 tablespoon for a regular machine. It's free of parabens, waxes, dyes, sulfates. There's nothing bad in it at all. And it does a really, really good job. You don't need bleach or fabric softener because it replaces all of that. It's a great brightener and softens all in one. So it's saving you money. And it's 16 cents per load, so it's actually cheaper than like a Tide or a Gain or anything because you're using such a small amount. And some people won't believe me and they'll be like, whatever, that girl cannot be right. I'm going to use like 2 scoops of this stuff. And then they're like, there's white specks all over my clothes. I'm like, yeah, because you're using too much laundry detergent. Like if you get one little fleck on your finger, you're like, why can I not get this off? It's so concentrated. So this is the only time that I say anything that's like not so fun, but knowledge is power. When you know better, you do better, right? So our skin is our largest organ. Everything that comes in contact with your skin is inside of your body within 26 seconds. So there's so many people that are on this like green and organic kick of eating, but then they're still using chemicals and all this kind of stuff, and it's doing the same thing. Like it's going into your body just a different way. So my brother-in-law is part Indian, has beautiful olive skin that I'm super jealous of. But since I've known him, he had these white spots on his torso, front and back. It looked like sun poisoning. He would even go to the dermatologist and they'd be like, we don't know. So he got a bag of our laundry detergent for free. That's the only reason my sister-in-law got it. And about a month later, he was like, hey, I don't have those spots anymore. He was allergic to Tide and Gain for 15 years, and not even the dermatologist knew that's what it was. So he no longer had it. So it literally, think about it. We wear our clothes. Your clothes are full of the laundry detergent and the fabric softener and the dryer sheets, and then it just absorbs into your body. So again, not to be an alarmist, but why do we have so many more ailments now than we did when my mom was a kid? Like why all of these crazy, Asperger's and autism and ADHD and Alzheimer's and cancer. Why? Like that just didn't happen then. So it's a lot of what is in our products, and our country can put whatever they want in our products, and it shows up however.
Okay. Slide.
But the laundry detergent is a great all-purpose cleaner. You can put it in a carpet cleaning machine, and it cleans your carpets so amazing. Like 1 teaspoon in a huge carpet cleaning machine, and it does. I have a before and after picture.
I have to do it in my rainbow.
Yes, there you go. And then jewelry, makeup brushes, vent hoods. You can take your oven racks out and soak them in your bathtub and never have to scrub them. Your vent hood. My dad got 20-year-old cabinet adhesive off the wall with the laundry detergent. I got a whole bottle in black nail polish out of my carpet with the laundry detergent and a little bit of cleaning paste.
Wow.
And he was like, you're going to have lacquer thinner for that. I was like, well, I'm going to show you. So I didn't even. So I love it. It's super cheap in comparison. It does a really good job. And then the dryer balls, my cat loves them, if you'll see. She finds them, seeks them out, and tries to tear into the box. And I'm like, cat. So they are 100% sheep's wool to the core. A lot of competitors will put a ping pong ball in the middle, so they don't last as long. Like it compromises the structure. So it looks like it's a full dryer ball, but it's not. Because you can buy them on Amazon and they look exactly the same. And you're like, why would I do that? But they have a big ball in the center that's not actually doing anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a rip-off.
Yes,
Yeah.
Exactly. So ours are warranted for 2 years. These balls are warranted. Even if you lose one, you could be like, I need another one. But they cut static and wrinkles and your dryer time in half. My stepmom was drying her towels for almost 2 hours because she had a very old dryer, and she was down to 45 minutes with the dryer ball. So you can literally cut your dryer time in half, so it saves you money in the long run. And you can scent them with any essential oil fragrance that you like, and it scents up all of your laundry naturally. You can even add essential oils straight to your water, and it scents up all of your laundry naturally as well. So I love that. All right, so that's my spiel.
Yay! That was interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.